Guys, am I the only one? I can't be the only one that thinks Mario Barrios isn't a very good champion. Going into this fight, you know what? Let's start with my opinion, because I think it's the opinion of most people. Manny Pacquiao won that fight. He did. He won that fight. And I'm not saying he won that fight 7 rounds to 5. I'm talking he won that fight 8 rounds to 4. I can't be the only one. I can't be the only one. Like, I know the stats said Mario Barrios landed or threw more and landed more marginally. More power shots to Pacquiao, but more jabs to Barrios. But when I watched that fight, it was like Manny Pacquiao, everything he did seemed to sort of have an effect. It sort of made you go, ooh. Whereas everything Barrios did, it was great. You landed a jab or you landed a power shot that didn't really look like it did a lot. Like, I would probably give Barrios maybe 2 of the earlier rounds and then 2 throughout the rest. What do you guys think of this fight? Number one, what do we think of the fight? The fight was good. It wasn't a bad fight. It wasn't an awful fight. Back and forth. It wasn't exhilarating. It wasn't anything. It was a good fight. It was nice to see Manny Pacquiao in there performing, and not seeing a Manny Pacquiao that looked 46 and fought like a 46-year-old. It was a Manny Pacquiao that gave it his all, obviously trained, put a lot of work into it. Disappointing result. I wanted to see a winner. And I think it should have been Manny Pacquiao. I think we should have looked at a record-breaking, again, Manny Pacquiao, not only 8-division champion, but oldest champion ever. You know, I think all those storylines were there. Pacquiao did everything he needed to do, and somehow we got a draw out of it. I just don't know. And we couple this performance now of Mario Barrios with that one against Abel Ramos in that Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul undercard, and we're looking at some really dismal performances by a so-called world champion. I don't know, guys. I don't know how to feel about that fight. If we look at the performance that Mario Barrios put up today, and we look at the other people in that division that are champions, let's start with champions. Brian Norman Jr. batters Mario Barrios. Rolly Romero batters Mario Barrios. The non-champions even. We look at Imantos Stanionis. I think Conor Benn, forget Eubank Jr. Get in this division, get yourself a fight with Mario Barrios, and win yourself a world title. It's right there. It is there to be done. The question, I guess, is I haven't actually seen. There's nothing official. I don't know what the chatter is. Should have probably looked before this, but they're not going to rematch this fight. They're not. Surely they're not. It's there to be made. There's lots of money to be made if they rematch this, but do we want to see that again? We want to see Pacquiao fight again. I don't really want to see him fight Mario Barrios again. I went into this fight saying that if Mario Barrios puts in an effort, a good effort, he will beat Manny Pacquiao based purely on activity and age. The fact is, Mario Barrios is a young fighter, and he's up against a 46-year-old that hasn't fought professionally for what? 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. His last fight was an exhibition fight. So that brings me to, why was Mario Barrios not more active in that fight? I think that if Mario Barrios put out an exuberant amount of activity, the engine of Pacquiao wouldn't have sustained. I think Mario Barrios fought a fight where he was sending jabs, and fighting almost slowly, allowing Pacquiao to survive the 12 rounds. I'm not sure that if you went in there, right, and performed just on a one-off night and put in a performance like William Zepeda does every time he fights, just activity, constant, just in-your-face pressure constantly, Pacquiao survives that fight. Do you guys want to see Pacquiao versus Barrios again? I don't. I don't mind seeing Pacquiao fight again. He obviously isn't lost it. Is that... It was such a weird fight to talk about because I didn't think Mario Barrios did anything exceptional to push Pacquiao to really see whether Pacquiao was at a level of fighter. Like, he gets rushed into the top 5, so we didn't get to see him do a warm-up fight to earn that top 5 position. He then gets a pretty easy fight against Mario Barrios, who's supposed to be the world champion. Not for me, guys. Not for me. I would have liked to have seen Pacquiao get his hand lifted, though. I think he deserved that fight. I think he deserves to be champion. Will he get another shot at a world title? And against someone that he could have beat. Because I think Manny Pacquiao versus Brian Norman Jr. gets destroyed. Obviously, Brian Norman Jr. has a fight in line now. That's not going to happen with Manny Pacquiao. Unless Manny Pacquiao waits another sort of 8-9 months. More. Brian Norman Jr. is fighting in November. It's a weird one, guys. It is a weird one. Talk about the undercard real quick, because I think I've covered that fight as best as I can. Do leave in the comments what you thought of that fight. Not necessarily who you think won, but what you want to see next, what we think of Mario Barrios. A lot of the talk was Manny Pacquiao and his performance and how he performed, what's next for him. I want to know about what do we think about what we've seen lately from Mario Barrios. Tim Tszyu. I made a video yesterday on Tim Tszyu. It was the only video I made yesterday. So check that video out. I sort of explained why I didn't make videos yesterday. And it was just sort of because this is an Australian boxing channel, so I like to prioritize Australian boxing. I probably shouldn't have even made that video. I had other things going on, but I quickly snuck away for a few minutes and made that video. Tim Tszyu. It's a hard one. I go into depth talking about Tim Tszyu yesterday, so we'll just sort of talk about Fundora. Great win for Fundora. Great win. I want to see him fight Barker versus Zaliev next. I think that's the fight to make. Obviously, he ducked Xander Zayas, in my opinion. So Xander Zayas gets it on with Jorge Garcia Perez. Barkram, I don't know what he's doing. Last I heard, Barkram was trying to set a fight with Erickson Lubin in fall, I think. Isaac Pitbull Cruz, he gets a decision victory. Obviously, he got a new opponent. He was supposed to fight Angel Fierro. Wasn't overly impressed with Isaac Cruz. But at the same time, like I said in my preview, sometimes it's just weird watching fights with a late opponent change. Obviously, neither fighter really knows how to fight each other. They haven't had a camp for it. They haven't practiced. They haven't looked at much footage. They don't know. And lots of the time, the favourite fighter, the fighter that stayed on the card, gets a little bit complacent. So, look, Isaac Cruz is going to keep moving forward. I want to see him in some big fights because I think he's good enough. I do think there is something there for Pitbull Cruz. Obviously, his biggest win of his career to date would be Rolly Romero, and that fight looks bigger now, that I would say, because Rolly Romero is a world champion, and we just saw what Rolly did to Ryan Garcia. So Isaac Cruz, with that win over Omar Salcedo, he now becomes the WBC Silver interim champion, or some variation of that at super lightweight. There are some big fights to be made at super lightweight. I would say the biggest fight, Richardson Hitchens. It's a big draw. Like, would we want to see Isaac Pitbull Cruz put up against a winner of, if they're going to do a Matias versus Puello rematch. Is that the best fight to make? I'm not sure. Has Teofimo Lopez officially vacated those belts? Is there going to be openings there? Is Teofimo Lopez going to fight again at super lightweight? These are the questions. I don't know the answers. Honestly, some of the stuff that I've seen over the course of this year with rankings and people getting title shots, it is so hard to say what's going to happen next or what should happen next. Obviously, we all have our opinions of what should happen next, but the governing bodies seem to be working their own way. The last fight on that card, that I didn't actually watch this fight, but I will tell you the result. I didn't even watch the highlights of it. I had so much going on yesterday, as well as all the fights going on. Just didn't get around to watching this fight. Brendan Figueroa, he beats Joet Gonzalez by unanimous decision. 116, 112, 115, 113, 116, 112. If you guys care. To be honest, no offense to either of these guys. Didn't really have much interest in the fight going into it, into the fight week. Don't really have much interest now, but I thought I'd let you guys know in case you are interested. There was so much boxing on yesterday, and I had family things going on. It was a very difficult, very, very big day. All right, guys, like, subscribe, leave your thoughts in the comments below. I will be making and uploading videos today. A few filling in for yesterday, so go back and check out that Tim Tszyu one. I've made this one. I've got one that I just made for Alexander Usyk, and I'm about to make one for Bam Rodriguez. So subscribe to the channel, watch all the content. It really helps, and we're going for 100 subscribers. That is a small milestone in the channel I want to build with you guys. The community helps, and the more subscribers, the more likes, the more interaction, the more views these videos get. And, you know, hopefully soon I can commit more and more time to this and build a bit of a set and get things really going on this channel. All right, guys, I'm out of here. See yous.